Hey, what's happening, guys? Welcome back to Rule of Two Review, and today we're going to discuss some of this recent Amiibo news. So over the last week or so, Nintendo's actually been confirming a lot of information about what some of the Amiibo support is going to be for a few upcoming games. Most importantly, they were discussing Twilight Princess HD, what was happening with the Wolf Link Amiibo that was revealed to be the Twilight Cave of something. Basically, that new dungeon wasn't exactly what it sounded like. It turned out to be sort of what the Cave of Ordeals has been in the original Twilight Princess game. And they also talked about what the other Zelda-related amiibos, like the original Link, the Toon Link, the Zelda, the Ganondorf, what all of those other amiibos are going to do within that game. Pretty cool stuff if you ask me. I think it's all applicable to that game without being so much of a paywall to buy an amiibo like some people want to be concerned with. One of the things they also did subtly when discussing some of this information was also confirm that there will be some sort of amiibo support for Star Fox Zero, while also confirming that Star Fox Zero will be coming out April 22nd like they initially announced right before the end of the year. So all in all, pretty cool information, both in the sense that they confirmed Star Fox is coming out in April. There were rumors that the game was going to be delayed again, and I had mixed feelings on that, both good and bad. And at the end of the day, I'm glad to hear that the game will be ready by April. And then they also, of course, were confirming that there will be some kind of amiibo support for the game, but they haven't yet told us what that's going to be. So I just really quickly wanted to discuss my thoughts and my excitement over this fact. I really had been hoping that there was going to be some amiibo support for Star Fox Zero, but in a different way. Really what I want is some Star Fox specific amiibo. I haven't been into collecting amiibo in a long time. The first couple of waves I got really into it. I think the last rare one that I made sure to pick up on launch day was Shulk. And since then, I mean, I really haven't cared too much. I haven't picked up any of the Splatoon ones, any of the other waves. The only other one that's out currently that I really, really want is Zero Suit Samus. And then right behind that is probably the Olimar one. Everything else I really could kind of care less about. I haven't been using them in any games recently, but for some reason, I think it's just my love of Star Fox and the fact that I'm so excited to have the series returning with a brand new game. For some reason, when I think about a Star Fox Zero specific line of amiibos, I really, really want those things. I hope that that's what they announce. And beyond that, I hope that whatever they might be able to add to the game would end up being really worthwhile. I like to kind of think that there's some pretty cool ideas Nintendo could include when they were to, if they were to take a Star Fox specific line of amiibo and make those work with the game. So what could those be? That's kind of what I wanted to discuss. So most of what I've thought about are pretty basic ideas. I think being able to change fighters would actually be something pretty cool. So let's say you had a Fox, a Slippy, a Peppy, and a Falco amiibo specific to Star Fox Zero. And let's say you're fighting in your squad. Maybe you're playing as Fox in one battle or in one map or something, and you've got everyone else in the map, of course, playing along with you. That's the Star Fox way, provided none of your other fellow teammates actually fall in battle, then they're there continuing with you. So maybe scanning like the Falco amiibo means that all of a sudden you're going to be able to move and switch over to Falco, and you're playing as Falco in the R-Wing. And then, of course, switching to Peppy or even Slippy, everyone's favorite Star Fox team member, Slippy. Maybe you'd be able to switch over to one of them. And the other thing is, imagine one of them maybe falls in battle. Maybe scanning the amiibo back in would actually revive that team member. That would also be pretty cool. That's something I actually just now thought about. I didn't even include that in my notes here. I was like, if you could switch players, what happens if one of them does actually fall and they're out for the rest of that map? And then I believe the next map they also wouldn't be available. I think that's how it was in Star Fox 64, if I remember right. But maybe scanning an amiibo would actually bring that player back or that team member back. That would be pretty sweet. I also think that it would be neat if there was an R-Wing specific amiibo. That, for some reason, gets me really excited too. Maybe they could have an R-Wing and a Landmaster. There's a couple of other brand new sort of transformations and vehicles that you're able to use in Star Fox Zero that we've seen. I don't know that we need an amiibo for any of the more obscure ones, but I think one specifically for the R-Wing and maybe for the Landmaster would be really neat. And what if it would give each one of those vehicles a specific upgrade? I don't think you should have to have the Landmaster amiibo to use the Landmaster, for example. That would just be insane, and that would be the wrong kind of paywall to lock behind an amiibo. But if when you're in the Landmaster, if you could scan the Landmaster amiibo, maybe it gives you a special unique weapon to the Landmaster that you can only have when you scan the amiibo. And the same for the R-Wing. Maybe instead of the double lasers, you could get like quad lasers if you scan in the R-Wing Amiibo or something like that. I think that would be a really cool thing and a pretty neat benefit to the Amiibo without taking away from the game without the Amiibo. Another hotly debated topic surrounding Star Fox Zero is the so far lack of any sort of multiplayer or online support. What if there was some sort of cool mode that was actually, included with one of the Amiibo as well, where it actually gave you the ability to do something, maybe multiplayer with someone who's sitting next to you? I think that locking online content behind an Amiibo is obviously a huge misstep, but what if there was some sort of multiplayer sort of co-op thing that could happen? If you scan an Amiibo, maybe someone else who's in the room with you could pick up like a Wii remote or the Pro controller and be able to do some sort of co-op thing with you. I think that would be really neat. There's a lot of options there. Obviously, we all want real, actual, traditional multiplayer to be included in Star Fox Zero. I feel like there is still a slight chance that we might get a surprise announcement that, hey, turns out there is something we're doing on the multiplayer side. We just had to wait to perfect it and include it. Here it is. Whenever we get this Star Fox Zero Nintendo Direct, which, we all know Nintendo will give us soon, maybe when they have that, they'll actually say, hey, there's going to be, multiplayer support in this game. There is multiplayer modes, hopefully online and offline dogfighting. It's also where I think they're going to confirm what's happening with the Amiibo support with the game. I'm not going to lie, I would be pretty sad if it really just turns out that the current Star Fox and the current Falco that were made for the Smash Brothers lines were the only Amiibo that would work with the game. And if they do really, really kind of dumb, lackluster things, that would be pretty sad to me, I'm not going to lie. With any luck, they have a Star Fox Zero specific line. I will pick all of those up, and I would love to see cool inclusions of content like kind of what I listed here. I think that those are really neat ideas. Those were just a couple of quick things that came to my head. I jotted those notes down before recording this video, but there's probably a lot of other neat things that maybe you guys could think of, or maybe Nintendo's already thought of and are planning and including in this game. So like I was saying, I think it's really going to come down to whenever we get this Nintendo Direct. If the game is confirmed for April 22nd, I would have to think by maybe the beginning of March, maybe 5, 6, 7 weeks before the game would launch. That's probably a good time to have that Nintendo Direct. Give us the information. Let us know if there's going to be online multiplayer modes. Let us know what the Amiibo support's going to be. If there's a specific Star Fox Zero line of Amiibo coming. Any other cool things they can tell us about Star Fox Zero, that's going to be the time, and I'm sure we'll find out then. Can you guys think of any other cool Amiibo support that would be worth it to add to Star Fox Zero? Something that, again, isn't so integral to the game experience that it would feel like a cheap shot to include it only behind an Amiibo paywall, and stuff that also still feels significant for adding to the game experience and would make it worth it to want to have Amiibo to scan into the game. It's that perfect balance that Nintendo is still struggling to find and that gamers are still struggling to feel comfortable with. Who knows what that balance really is? I have some ideas. These are some of them. Maybe they show up and maybe they don't. These are just some random ideas. So share your guys' thoughts. Share your ideas for Amiibo support. Personally, I'm excited. I can't wait for the frickin' game no matter what happens with the Amiibo. Beyond that, I'm very excited for Amiibo support. I would love to see a Star Fox Zero line. So let's see what's going to happen there. Hopefully we'll find out soon. Thanks as always for tuning in. This is Rob of Rule of Two Review, and I'll catch you guys next time on another video.